Hey, what's up you guys? This is DylanDistorted, and today we're going to be going over the subreddit r/ChoosingBeggars. This will be an interesting episode, as instead of the text posts, we will be going over the stories. So, what are we waiting for? Let's hop right into it. I get to use your beach house for free? Now pay me for the privilege. This is a bit of a long story. I've actually decided to cut out about half and stick to the truly egregious choosing beggar behavior. A bit nervous as this is my first post. Never thought I'd have a story to share. I've been speaking with my best friend about the possibility of her moving out to the country where I live because she's constantly complaining about the high cost of rent and all the expenses she has to deal with just to get by day to day, and how little time she has to focus on her true passion in life. So being my friend, I informed her that my family has an empty beach house that stays mostly empty throughout the year. We wouldn't require that she pays rent, and she would just be responsible for utilities. Seems reasonable, right? No rent, amazing location, possibility of a part-time job, and all the time in the world to focus on her passion. Fast forward about a year and a half, my friend tells me that she's thinking about coming over, but that she'll only come if her boyfriend is allowed to come with her. I tell her this isn't a good idea, but she continues to insist, saying, "I'm an adult. I don't need to hear that this is a bad idea from you. If we break up, he'll move away." Red flags start immediately shooting off in my head, but hey, my parents don't mind, so I don't make a huge stink about it. My friend decides later on to come visit to see if they would mesh well with the house and city and general way of life over here. All the while, red flags are going off in my head, but whatever. Push on ahead. I tell her that there's a possibility of doing short-term rental with other people living in the house, and she would be responsible. Being a beach house, it would bring in a decent amount of money. Notice how I said possibility? Fast forward to the actual visit. They stay down in the beach house, tell me they want to have a chat to discuss pros and cons. All the while I'm thinking to myself, pros and cons? This is free. You either accept it or you don't. So they inform me that they'll move in once I buy a new mattress, pay to touch up the house, pay for some new furniture. Oh, and they want to continue living in the house even when my parents plan on visiting. It's their retirement home. I tell them short-term rental is off the table because I'm not going to spend a damn cent on the house, but let them know they can still use it. The original agreement was that they'd have a place to stay free of charge. It was never meant to be a place to earn a ton of money and save or to make money off me. Proceed to getting berated by my friend's boyfriend as to why I don't want to rent out the house, as they could use the extra income, and asked 5 to 6 times for justification as to why I'm taking it off the table. I let him know that I would be losing money, so it's off the table. He tells me they'll pay for insurance costs and other fees. I'm not stupid enough to think they'll ever repay me a few $1,000s in registration fees, insurance fees, exit taxes, etc. Cue the next week and a half of awkwardness at my house. Because, you guessed it, they're staying in my home free of charge, where I also do short-term rental for the extra income. Cue me losing $400 to hold them up in my place. Which I offered, but under the idea that they were poor, and without the expectation that they would be spending $60, $70, $80 at a time to eat out. That's probably about as detailed as I want to get. Probably threw a few details that gives it away. Had to see it with my own eyes to believe the entitlement that people have to things that don't even belong to them. Yo, where's my friend like this at? I wish someone would offer me and my wife and daughter to come stay at somewhere for free, don't have to pay rent, just utilities. Why does it always seem like the entitled people always have like the best friends right there? That's probably why they're so entitled. Like, come on, seriously, how can you make living in a beach house for free a bad thing? Give me your laptop.
Not my laptop.
Since you have two.
One is my wife's.
So I work in IT, web dev stuff, so I know my way around a PC, and my neighbors know this. And a week ago or so, one of them comes to my door and says that they bought a laptop but wasn't starting up. I told her that I don't really know laptop hardware and only open up PCs, so I can look. If something is wrong with the software, I can probably fix it, but if it's hardware, then she would need to go to the shop. I invite CB to enter because I want to get it over with instantly and not have to go drop the laptop off at her house. I turn it on, nothing. Not even a light. Nothing works. The charging light is on, but the laptop is dead. I told her she would have to go to a shop because this is not a software issue. She mumbles, but leaves without saying thanks, which I didn't really care. Really, I just wanted my peace and quiet. Then yesterday, she rings the door, I open, and there she is, with the laptop in hand. I will paraphrase the conversation. CB, her, M, me. I just got back from the store. They said the motherboard is dead. Sorry to hear that. It's a shame. Can't you get a ref? Choosing beggar cuts me off. No, I wanted to ask about your laptops. Okay, what about mine? Well, can you give me one of them? I need it for my kids and they don't have anything to play on. No, I can't give you my laptop because that is my work laptop. Bought and paid for from the company I work at. It's not mine. Oh, come on, just tell them you lost it or someone stole it, hee hee. I would get fired if that happened. Really would. Sensitive information on laptop. Well, the other one? That's my wife's laptop. Give me that one, it's perfect for me. At this point I was fuming, but this person is a close neighbor and friend of my mom. I can't give you my wife's laptop. She bought it. It's hers. Go return the laptop from where you bought it. They will not refund me. They say it's my fault for not checking it before buying it. Mind you, she bought it secondhand. Well, yes, it is your fault. I have to go, but good luck with that. Slammed the door while she started to talk again, but I really didn't have time to deal with her crazy today. These people, how entitled are they to think I can just give away or lie to my job? Why did she freaking think that she could just go over to her neighbors and on top of him offering to look at it and telling her that the issue is a hardware issue and he can't fix it, that narrows down the issue. But then she says that she wants one of his laptops. Like, really? Like, it's not his fault that you were too stupid to check the freaking laptop. Quick story, I'm that much of a dumbass though. The laptop that I edit on and pretty much use every day, I didn't really check it, and it turns out I can't unplug it from the charger or it just doesn't work. So I know I'm making fun of this chick, but I'm really that stupid as well. But at least my laptop works in some regard. Mother asked me to buy my little brother a Switch for Christmas. She tells him it was from Santa Claus. Now she's asking for a real present from me. I bought my little brother a Switch for Christmas. I live in a different state from my mom and brother, so I had it delivered to their address during Black Friday. I tell her to make it a gift from me and her to him for Christmas. Christmas rolls by, and on the morning, she calls me asking how much money I had in my bank, and if I was willing to send her $60 so my brother can go to the aquarium. I remind her I spent $300 on a brand new Nintendo Switch, and then on top of that, she already owed me money I had lent her. She tells me that the Switch was a gift from Santa Claus, out loud so my brother could hear, and that the aquarium will be a separate transaction, and that I should think about my brother more. I told her no and hung up. My little brother thinks I didn't send him anything for Christmas, and it's all because my mom has a 10-year-old still believing in Santa Claus. This happened over 5 days ago, and I am still fuming and upset. We have not spoken since. This is a great way to end this year and start the new year. Oh dear God. How are you gonna take that much advantage of your son? Like, regardless of if he still believes in Santa Claus or not, you don't just take a good present and a good gesture and say, hey, not yours anymore, this is from Santa. It would be the same as if she said, no, this isn't from your brother, this is from your great uncle. Like, no, it's a good gesture from his brother. And I thought my family had problems. I mean, when I was growing up, I know that I was a little bit of a brat. I was obsessed with drinking iced tea. I would always carry it around in jugs. I was one of those guys. And I would get bent out of shape because I would buy it with my money, and I didn't have a lot of money back then. I still really don't have, but like, even for like someone who like was living at home, and I would spend some of my hard-earned money on iced tea, and if I left it on the counter, my dad would always pour it for other people to drink, and that would always aggravate me, and the rest of my family would always flip out on me saying, oh, well, you know, he raised you and he's letting you live in the house, which I guess is kind of true. And I do appreciate that, but it's still, you got to have some ownership of property. I get that I'm living in his house and everything, but he didn't even ask me. He didn't anything. So like, I would get bent out of shape for that. I know it's not on the same, level because, like, you know, $300 Nintendo Switch versus like $3 iced tea. But I think that stuff just bothers me because it's ownership of property. It's not their property to give away. And whether it's a Switch or iced tea, I don't agree with it in principle. And now you guys are all going to come at me and be like, wow, did he really just say iced tea when they're talking about $300 Nintendo Switch? Like, that's like 100% different. Which I guess you're probably right. Anyways, I'm glad that you guys joined us for this episode of r/ChoosingBeggars. I don't know why I said us. I mean, who's really here besides me and whoever's watching this at the time? Hey, what up, Caitlin? I don't know if there's a Caitlin watching, but if there is, what's up? And Paul, I see you too. What's up, Paul? And Jerry, hey, what's up, Jerry? And Chloe and Sarah, you guys are cool too. Anyway, I hope you guys like this episode. Hope you guys will subscribe and like this video if you like this video. Obviously, that's all I really got to say. So peace out, Girl Scout.